Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Sire from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode 38 for you guys this week. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms, our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of the Combat Series this week. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Gervonta Davis versus Frank the Ghost Martin officially being announced next in the sport of boxing. So, the news broke Thursday that Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin have agreed to a deal for a fight taking place for the PBC, taking place in either late spring or early summer of 2024 for Gervonta Davis's WBA lightweight title at the 135-pound division in the sport of boxing. So, for those who don't know, Gervonta Davis is the new WBA world champion at the 135-pound division in the sport of boxing. He is the champion due to the fact when Devin Haney moved up the 140-pound division in November, a month before he fought Regis Prograis, he decided to vacate all of his titles that he still had left at the 135-pound division. He vacated the title. And once Devin Haney vacated the title, Gervonta Davis was the WBA super lightweight champion in the sport of boxing, which means if you are a interim champion or you are for Gervonta Davis's sake, a WBA super lightweight champion, instead of having the actual WBA title, you are now elevated to being the world champion if the champion vacates their title, which Devin Haney did, and that's how Gervonta Davis was elevated to become the new WBA world champion at the 135-pound division. So, the claims of Gervonta Davis, for one saying that Devin Haney was an email champion, it came full circle, and now Gervonta Davis is now the email champion at the 135-pound division. But all jokes aside, I am a fan of Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis, but Gervonta Davis is the WBA world champion at the 135-pound division. But I do believe this fight between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin is going to be a very good fight taking place in the lightweight division in the sport of boxing in late spring, early summer. A new chapter will be written in the lightweight division when these two great fighters get in the ring with each other in the sport of boxing. But Gervonta Davis, because this fight you have Gervonta Davis, who's pound for pound, in my eyes, pound for pound, one of the best boxers in the sport of boxing today. And he's going up against a top 5 lightweight contender in the lightweight division in Frank the Ghost Martin. So I think this is going to be a good fight. Styles makes fights. You have Gervonta Davis's speed, his boxing IQ, and his power going up against Frank Martin's boxing IQ. Frank Martin also likes to box on his back foot, likes to fight going backwards. So I think that it is going to set up for a compelling fight between Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin. You have a technical fighter in Frank Martin going up against Gervonta Davis's power. Styles makes fights. It's going to be a great fight. Then in the coaching department, you have Calvin Ford, who in my opinion is one of the best trainers in the sport of boxing today, Gervonta Davis' trainer, going up against Derek James, who is also one of the best trainers in the sport of boxing. Trains Earl Spence and Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia, and several others. And Derek James showed he's been one of the best trainers in the sport of boxing, helping Jermell Charlo be undisputed and Earl Spence being a unified champion. So Styles makes fights, and I'm going to see how these two prepare their fighters to take on Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin, how their game plan is going to be evolved in this fight. This is going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to this, whether we get it in late spring, early summer. It's going to be a great fight, and it's definitely a great fight for Al Haymon and the PBC as they get rolling in their new Amazon Prime deal. But those are my thoughts on Gervonta Davis. Oh, let me add one more thing to this also. The lightweight division is starting to heat up, and it's starting to heat up a lot, because you have Gervonta Davis fighting Frank Martin for the WBA title. Then you also have Vasily Lomachenko versus George Kambosos fighting for the vacant IBF world title in May. Then you have Shakur Stevenson, who right now is the WBC world champion in the lightweight division. He's going to be coming back fighting in June. And then you have Navarrete, who is the 130-pound WBO champion. He's moving up to the lightweight division very soon to fight for the vacant WBO world title at the 135-pound division. So this division is starting off hot for 2024. We got to see these guys try to unify the titles. Maybe we get some unification title fights by the end of 2024. But this division is starting off hot for 2024. But those are my thoughts on Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin happening next in the sport of boxing.